The comfort zone conspiracy: how playing it safe is killing your dreams. Analysis of 50,000 people at age 80 revealed something shocking. 94% don't regret what they did. They regret what they never tried. The biggest risk in your life isn't failure, it's never taking the shot. I'm going to tell you a truth that will make you uncomfortable. You don't fear failure, you fear success. Because success requires you to become a different person, and your reptilian brain interprets change as death. That's why you sabotage opportunities when they appear. Harvard's Grant study followed people for 40 years and discovered something game-changing. Those who took calculated risks, even failing sometimes, reported 67% more life satisfaction than those who played it safe. Comfort doesn't protect you, it mummifies you. The comfort zone is a neurological illusion. Your brain confuses familiar with safe. But in reality, the only constant is change. Staying still while the world evolves is the most dangerous way to live. It's like standing still on a treadmill. Moving backward, you're not safe. You're regressing. American culture sells us the myth that risk is reckless and safety is smart. But the data tells a different story. The safest choice, staying in your lane, following the proven path, is actually the riskiest because it guarantees mediocrity in a world that rewards differentiation. Here's the protocol I use to hack my risk aversion. Daily micro courage. Every day for 30 days. Do one thing that gives you butterflies. It doesn't need to be dramatic. Send that message. Ask that question. Try that hobby. Talk to that person. The secret is training your nervous system to associate discomfort with growth, not danger. Each micro courage act is like doing push-ups for your bravery. It hurts at first, but then you develop emotional muscles you didn't know existed. But beware of performative courage, taking risks just to prove something to others. Real courage is doing what's right for you, even when nobody understands or applauds. It's being vulnerable, authentic, and imperfect in public. The elite who actually transform the world don't have less fear, they have more courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action despite fear. They feel the same butterflies you do, but they've developed the habit of acting anyway. Jeff Bezos uses the regret minimization framework. When facing big decisions, he projects himself to age 80 and asks, "Will I regret not trying this?" Most career pivots, relationship decisions, and life changes become obvious through this lens. The comfort zone isn't comfortable, it's numbing. You mistake the absence of challenge for the presence of peace. But true peace comes from knowing you're growing, contributing, and becoming who you're meant to be. Comfort without growth is just delayed suffering. Here's what nobody tells you about taking risks. The biggest risk is thinking small. When you aim for modest goals, you face the same amount of resistance as aiming for extraordinary ones. The universe doesn't give you partial credit for partial effort. Eye-opening experiment. Identify something you've wanted to do for 6+ months, but keep finding excuses. Today, within the next 24 minutes, take the first microscopic step. Not the perfect step. Not the complete plan, just the first movement. Momentum creates clarity, not the other way around. What micro courage will you take today? Share in the comments to create public accountability. It's impossible to back down when you commit publicly. If this video gave you courage to act, hit that like button and subscribe for more transformation codes. The authenticity code, where your real power lives. After analyzing thousands of successful people, I discovered the most disturbing pattern. Those who followed all the right steps to success are the most miserable. But those who created their own path, even being judged as weird, live lives that others only dream about. This is the final revelation that will reorganize everything you believe about success. Authenticity isn't a luxury, it's a survival necessity. When you betray your essence to fit in, you're not adapting, you're slowly dying. Stanford's longitudinal study followed executives for 25 years and discovered that those who aligned career with personal values were 300% more likely to reach leadership positions and reported greater personal satisfaction. Authenticity doesn't sacrifice success, it amplifies it. But here's what nobody tells you. Being authentic is the hardest thing you can do, because it requires disappointing people, saying no to good opportunities, to say yes to right ones, being misunderstood by those who don't share your vision. American society programs you to be an improved version of yourself, when what you actually need is to be a more real version of yourself. The difference is subtle but revolutionary. Improved means following external standards. Real means honoring internal standards. The tech industry epitomizes this dysfunction. Engineers optimize for engagement metrics while neglecting human well-being. Entrepreneurs hustle for unicorn valuations while sacrificing family relationships. Success becomes a performance for investors rather than fulfillment for the individual. But look at the outliers who changed everything. Steve Jobs was notoriously difficult and perfectionist. Oprah built an empire on vulnerability and emotional truth. Elon Musk tweets memes and smokes weed on podcasts. They succeeded not despite their authenticity, but because of it. The final protocol is the simplest and hardest: authenticity audit. Examine every area of your life and ask, if nobody would judge me, what would I do differently? The answers that scare you are the ones that matter most. Career: would you do the same work, the same way, with the same people? Relationships: would you act differently, say different things, set different boundaries? Lifestyle: would you live in the same place, have the same hobbies, the same goals? Authenticity isn't selfishness, it's generosity. When you live your truth, you give others permission to live theirs. When you stop pretending to be who you're not, you free up mental energy to become who you actually can be. Here's the final paradox: when you stop trying to impress everyone, you start impressing the right people. When you stop trying to be perfect, you become magnetic. When you stop chasing happiness, you find peace. The most successful people I know have one thing in common. They stopped asking, "What should I do?" and started asking, "What would the most authentic version of me do?" That shift changes everything because it aligns your actions with your energy instead of fighting against it. Your authentic self isn't a mystery to be solved, it's a voice to be heard. It's been speaking to you through your gut feelings, your energy levels, your natural interests, your pet peeves. You've been ignoring it because it doesn't match the cultural script. Complete transformation challenge. Write a letter to yourself describing who you'd be if you weren't afraid of others' judgment. Detail everything: how you'd work, relate, live. This isn't fantasy, it's your authenticity blueprint. If you made it this far, something has already shifted in you. What word captures who you really are, without masks? Comment that word. It's your public commitment to authenticity. Share this video with someone who needs to stop living other people's lives and start living their own. Your subversive evolution starts now. Not next month, not when you're ready, now. The world is waiting for the real version of you.